Welcome to Medica Nova Wellness Studio. I'm Dr. Angelika Koch with your educational videos about optimal health and the most innovative and holistic approach to your well-being. Recently, I got a lot of inquiries about eye ailments such as uveitis, iritis, and even cataracts. So I decided to make a video about how to manage and heal cataracts with natural and effective therapeutic tools. By current standards, pretty much everyone who lives into the golden years of the 80s and 90s will deal with cataract symptoms. It's a very common health issue affecting the eyes. So what does it feel like to have cataracts? Imagine that you see the world, your loved ones, looking at your pets, reading a book through a fogged up window. That's pretty much is the experience of a cataract sufferer. It not only affects the outside world, but also the internal world. So in this video, I will share with you helpful tips how to see life clearly again, from within as well as without. Enjoy this video. To stay updated with my ongoing videos, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel, share and like it with your friends and families, and don't forget to click that bell as it notifies you every time I upload a new video. And thank you so much for your thumbs ups and your likes, as they all help the growth of my channel. And lastly, have a look at my website, medicanova.net, at the online academy, where you will find comprehensive certified home study online courses in homeopathy, mental health, health coaching, quantum healing, and so much more. And Medica Nova recently just launched its 3 months The Breath of Life Holistic Smoking Cessation Program. So if you're interested in that, contact me at health@medicanova.net. So what are cataracts? Well, cataract is a clouding of the eye's natural lens. Cataracts are the most common cause of vision loss in people over 40. They're also the main cause of blindness around the world. A person with cataracts experiences clearly foggy, blurred vision and sees even halos around lights. Cataracts may affect one or both eyes, and as I said, it's mostly age-related, so you see it more in the elderly. It can occur due to trauma, post-surgery, or can be even present at birth. The person usually complains of photosensitivity, like bright light is really uncomfortable, difficulty reading, driving, particularly in the nighttime, and even recognizing faces due to this diminished vision. Around the age bracket of the mid-40s, the human eye begins to experience biochemical changes involving the proteins within its lens. So these proteins harden and lose their elasticity, and which can then lead to vision problems. And one of the most common example of this phenomena is farsightedness. So when you get older, you maybe reach for reading glasses. For some, the proteins in the lens, we call them alpha crystallins, may clump together and form cloudy areas on the eye lens, and that's what we call cataracts. So it's not a film, like some misconception about cataract is out there. It has to do with this clumping of proteins. The lens, which lies behind the iris and the pupil, is a clear part of the eye that helps us to focus light or an image on the retina. And the retina is the light-sensitive tissue located at the back of the eye. And in a healthy eye, light passes through the transparent lens to the retina. And when the light reaches the retina, it's changed into nerve signals that are sent to the brain. Now, in order to see a clear image, your eye's lens must therefore be clear. And when the lens is literally clouded by cataract, you end up seeing an inaccurate or blurred image. Typically, it takes cataract several years to slowly develop, and the density and location of a cataract determines the way in which it blocks the passage of light through the eye lens. Now, cataract blocks the transmission of light to the point that the formation of image on the retina is affected and your vision becomes gradually blurry and foggy. There are 3 kinds of cataracts. One is called nuclear cataracts, is the most common one, and has to do with the core center, the nucleus of the lens. The other one is called cortical cataract and has to do with the outer section of the lens. And then we have posterior subcapsular cataract, and that's more the sort of cellophane-like capsule that surrounds the lens, often seen among people who have diabetes, are obese, and also who have taken a lot of steroids. So what are the symptoms? Well, we have cloudy and blurred vision. Number one, sensitivity to light and glare. So, too much sunlight is not so great. Increasing difficulty with night vision, so driving in the night is a problem. Seeing halos around lights maybe. Fading or yellowing of colors. Double vision in one eye, I would say. Frequent changes in eyeglass or contact lens prescription that you feel like, you just got a new eyeglass, but no, it really doesn't make any difference. Difficulty reading due to the reduced black and white contrast. As I said, there are some misconceptions out there. Often it's saying, it's just a film, on the lens. No, it's not. It's a sort of accumulation of hardened proteins. It's also not caused by overusing the eyes too much or cannot spread from one eye to the other. And it's also not the cause of irreversible blindness, because it can be healed, and often through surgery then. So what are the causes and the risk factors? Age, we talked about it. You're definitely more prone to it when you get older. Women are more affected than men. And African Americans actually have nearly twice the risk of developing cataracts as Caucasian. Family history, maybe there's glaucoma and glaucoma treatments involved already. Myopia, nearsightedness. If you had uveitis, I have to say, since we had COVID, not too uncommon, patients experience more uveitis, either from COVID itself or maybe from the vaccination. Previous physical injury or surgery, if you're diabetic, doesn't matter if it's diabetic 1 or 2. Definitely obesity comes in here as well, autoimmune diseases, and especially the ones who required a lot of steroid use. Overexposure to sunlight, I already mentioned. Absolutely smoking. Smoking is a big deal here, one of the prime triggers for developing cataracts in your later age. And, come back to my just newly launched 3 months Breath of Life smoking cessation program. It's fantastic. Have a look, contact me at health@medicanova.net for more info. Environmental factors, I would say long-term environmental lead exposure may increase sort of the susceptibility to cataracts. Gold and copper accumulation may also cause cataracts, and prolonged exposure to ionizing sort of radiation. So workers in hospital and the radiation department may be also more affected. Then we have congenital cataracts. I mentioned that it can be present at birth and can also develop during childhood, but that's more rare. What would be the conventional treatment? Well, if it's in the early initial stages, you will get away with new prescription glasses, changing the lighting area or where you read and your work environment, maybe anti-glare sunglasses, magnifying lenses, all that helps. And bring in some natural supplements, bring in homeopathy, bring in, look at your diet, right? Bring in more antioxidants, all that helps. Conventional medicine that cataracts cannot be healed. But, cataracts can actually develop to a certain point and then stop. So in this case, you buy yourself time or stop the worsening, the progression of it by bringing in natural treatments. It's very rare for people to need immediate cataract surgery, right? And before opting for surgery, which comes in with another truckload of its sort of like after surgery, symptoms, try to find a different solution here. If you are interested in a health consultation, either for yourself and or your children, contact me at Medica Nova at health@medicanova.net. Medica Nova is my practice for integrated and educational medicine. We offer a unique blend of natural and cutting-edge therapeutic tools from homeopathy, iridology, sclerology, systemic herbology, advanced biofeedback, and health and wellness coaching, and so much more. So book your appointment today. Let's move on to the second part of this video, the food for thought, the metaphysical meaning. We talked about, looking at life with a crystal clear vision from within. And having cataract or experience the life through a fogged up window does change your mental and emotional status. So I want to give you some inspiration today. What's going on in your life, which maybe also could trigger the cataract. I always refer to Jacques Martel references, and he says it's a disease where the lens of the eye gradually becomes opaque to the point where eyesight becomes clouded and deformed, resulting in blindness sooner or later. So he refers to the first person, and I want to read that out in that form as well. So it really brings it home to your heart. And this form of physical disability occurs in my life at a time when I no longer want to see what's going on under my eyes, what is going to happen or what risk influencing my life and the decision I may have to take. What have I seen or what I expect in the future leads me to say, I don't believe my eyes. I wish so much that things would remain as they are now. My eyesight is declining because the energy no longer goes there. It's almost like I don't want to see anymore what's going on out there. It becomes dull and dark, and I view the future with a dark and veiled eye, with no joy or hardiness. I may possibly have an egocentric attitude, and I want to see life only my way, without taking into account the realities of others. And this is a selfish attitude that may even make me believe that I'm superior to others. I refuse to see certain events or individuals transparently. This cataract moves me away from the present and removes me from the world around me. This displeases me on certain levels, and I must become aware of the outer and inner aspects of things. I feel isolated, alone in my corner, and I need the others. I would like to be able to experience my emotions in the presence of others, but I'm afraid of their reaction. Now, by veiling their faces, right, you see life through a fogged up window. I distance myself, and I thereby feel more protected. So it's a defense mechanism. Yes, it is a physical disease, but it does something to you. Right? It is interesting to know that a cataract is an opaque membrane that prevents light rays from reaching my retina. And as the sun symbolizes the Father, I can ask myself if I'm afraid of him and feel I need to protect myself. Or do I fear the gaze of the Heavenly Father, God, divine, the source of all, he who will pronounce the last judgment? These are just ideas. I'm not saying this is what's going on in your life. I want to give you some food for thought. Cataracts usually appear towards the end of the life cycle, at the time when the fear of aging and becoming disabled or even impotent sets in. I have the impression that doors are closing before me. I use the cataract as protection because I don't want to see the future image of myself, even if it is not there yet, for fear of finding it too unpleasant. I want to see myself as old, right? This kind of feeling. I refuse to see what is happening or will happen, and because it seems unavoidable, I want to slow down or prevent the event or even the aggression from getting closer to me. By no longer being able to see what's happening today, I force myself to remember the past, which I consider to be the good old days. And I don't want to lose it. I therefore have no interest in the future, which can appear very gloomy. Interesting enough, cataracts often or are seen more frequently in developing countries. Future is, gloomy. As poverty is the main part here. Economy is breaking down. Well, in this country too, I live in the US, so, it doesn't have to be in developing countries here. We are too becoming a developing country, but that's beside of it. I no longer can use my imagination to envision my future. It is as though my eyes were constantly full of emotions which cloud my vision. However, I can raise this curtain that prevents me from seeing my true reality by concentrating my attention on my inner light, right? Really bring in, imagine, envision that the sun is shining through you, through all your cells, not just the cells of your eyes, but through your entire body. You become living light. And this is especially true if I'm younger and have cataracts, for then I must decide that life will provide me with everything I need, physically and emotionally, as well as spiritually. So what would be the positive affirmation here? I would say I accept and make the effort to look inside of me, and I see all the light and the beauty around me, meaning I leap into life. I don't want to sort of protect myself from life and, see the world through a fogged up window, but I want to engage with life. I want to leap into life. I hope this video will give you some food for thought and some time to reflect within, particularly if you experience cataracts, to see if there's a connection between your mind, body, and soul. If you want to explore more about yourself, your wellness vision, what motivates you, and how to apply your strengths qualities in achieving the very best of you, then contact Medica Nova Wellness Coaching at health@medicanova.net for your 3-month coaching program. I am coaching you to be well. So let's move on to the next section, the natural treatments and homeopathic remedies. Diet or changes in lifestyle is a big part here in healing your cataracts. The more antioxidants you can get from consuming fruits and vegetables, the better your chances are of warding off cataract development, especially in the initial stages. The lens of the eye contains protective enzymes that ideally break down these proteins that clump together and form the cataracts. By consuming more high oxidants foods, you protect your eyes from oxidative stress that contributes to cataracts. So we want to bring in lots of antioxidants to quench the free radicals in your body. Bring in fresh fruits and vegetables. Vitamin A, so the beta-carotene-rich foods. Vitamin A has been shown to prevent loss of vision caused by degenerative conditions like cataracts, even macular degeneration. A lack of vitamin A causes the cornea to become very dry, which can lead to clouding of the front of the eye, maybe corneal ulcers and vision loss. Vitamin C rich foods. We want to have vitamin E rich foods, zinc rich foods, right? You get the idea. Everything has to be, brimming with life. But the most important parts here are lutein and zeaxanthin. And these are 2 carotenoids that have been most studied for cataract prevention. They're super antioxidants found together in many vegetables. They're also found together in the lenses of the eyes. You, of course, can take supplements as well, but why not start with your diet? Don't forget lots of omega-3 in the forms of fish, For example, regularly eating fatty fish like salmon and other foods like chia seeds that are rich in omega-3 fatty acid again have been linked to potentially reduced risk to cataracts or their progression. Sure, diet helps, but here you want to bring in supplements, and you want to look for a supplement which contains high quality of lutein and zeaxanthin, daily 10 milligrams per day of the lutein supplements, and about 2 milligrams per day of the zeaxanthin supplement. Don't forget bilberry. It's fantastic plant. Bilberry's ability to scavenge the free radicals, right, makes it an excellent choice for multiple age-related ocular disorders. It's shown protective effect against cataracts as well as macular degeneration or even glaucoma. I would say 80 milligrams 2 to 3 times a day may be suggested here. Now, I'm not affiliated to this company, nor I get money from, giving you now some tips, but I like the Dr. Whittaker Vision Essentials Ultra product. You can buy it online. I think it has a good sort of formula in that. Make sure you wear sunglasses, protect yourself from UV light exposure. Definitely quit smoking. If it's not now, then please, beginning of this new year, 2023, go for it. Contact me at health@medicanova.net, and I will give you the information about the 3 months, the Breath of Life holistic smoking cessation program. It is a fantastic program, and we're not just talking about why quit your smoking from 5 cigarettes a day to 1. This is a whole coaching program which deals with your wellness vision, and have a look at the YouTube. I just made a video about it with more information, so go for that. And researchers have discovered that an organic compound in lanosterol in the form of eye drops can improve vision by dissolving the clump proteins that form the cataracts. But I will give you also a tip about a homeopathic form which can be very useful here. So let's dive right into the homeopathic remedies, which of course you can get online or in your local health food store, so it's not complicated. These remedies are unbelievably beneficial for the opacity of the lens and even stops further progression of the disease. Now, the idea is to look for your individual keynote of your cataract, right? Sure, we have the general symptomatology picture of cataract, like the blurred vision and, sensitive to bright light. But you have one particular keynote, and that's what you want to home in, and you match it up with the most similar and alike homeopathic remedy, which also, sort of portrays this particular keynote. So it's a matchmaking situation, and then you will have success. For more guidance and more information, book your appointment with Medica Nova at health@medicanova.net or your local homeopath. And in this video, again, I will mention remedies which you can purchase locally or even online, so it's not very complicated. Let's talk about the dosage plan. For adults, I would say 1 tablet morning and evening for 1 month, or longer as required. As an external application, I mentioned add a homeopathic eye drop too, and often it will contain the ingredient or the remedy Cineraria maritima. It's the main remedy here. Again, Cineraria maritima 30 has been used homeopathically for over 100 years to safely and effectively treat cataracts. It is the treatment of choice in Europe and India as well as in South America. So this would be my first choice, this remedy. Now, if you feel like I mentioned cataracts are not used by overuse, but it can be, and here I would bring in the remedy Silicea 30. If it's just for cataracts for diminished vision, That's all what you experience. No photophobia, but your vision just gets dim. Silicea 30. On the other hand, if you start seeing tiny black particles before the eye, together with the dimness of the side, you maybe want to choose the Remedy Magnesium Carbonica 30. There are other remedies called ammoniac cumdorema 30, but I don't want to make it too complicated here. Let's talk about cataracts indicated for photophobia only, or mainly. Natrium sulfuricum 30 is a great remedy here for photophobia, especially on waking up in the morning. Another remedy is Sorinum 200, but here you need a practitioner. If the cataract is mainly indicated for elderly only, I would say Calcarea fluorica 30 is a fantastic remedy here. It's almost like you have this flickering and the sparks before the eyes, and it's, just indicated for elderly. Look for this remedy. Carbo Animalis 30, I would say, is more indicated when you see dimness of vision and when the reading gets really difficult. But it gets better by rubbing your eyes. You really just want to rub your eyes and, get this fog out, and suddenly it's better. That will be a good remedy. Conium maculatum, I think, is a fantastic remedy, mostly indicated for cataracts in elderly person who also experience photophobia with excessive lacrimation. That means you water constantly out of your eyes. Paralysis of ocular muscles is also well treated with the remedy Conium, making it one of the sought-after remedies for cataracts in the elderly. If you're just in the beginning stages of cataract, you went, had an eye examination, and suddenly you were told, well, you're just in the beginning stages of it, I would say Natrium muriaticum may be a great remedy here, especially if it's linked to photophobia. It's the incipient stage, we say, the initial stages. Pulsatilla nigricans 30 is a nice one too here, where you have cloudiness of the lens of the eye occurring at the very initial stage, but here the personality would be very weepy, whereas Natrium muriaticum is very withdrawn. It's more of a loner. It's like the island in the world, right? They live by themselves, they like their own company. Pulsatilla, on the other hand, feels very clingy and needs company, so that's where you have to look in the personality. You have to look into the whole picture here. If you feel like you have initial stages of cataract with the feeling as if there's a foreign sort of body in the eye or sand or something like that, maybe China officinalis would be fantastic here. I mentioned that it could be a result of trauma or even post-surgery. So if there was injury involved, like a black eye or a foreign instrument went into the eye, or you had a true, accident here, you want to start with Arnica montana, but I would say Calendula officinalis 30, very, very effective for injury where the person senses a foreign body in their eyes, but it's not just caused by the cataract, but it's injury, right? It's trauma. Again, Conium maculatum, the remedy which I mentioned before, might be also indicated here. And Tellurium 30 is a remedy, is most effective for cataract development post-injury along with ocular lesions, right, where we have the specific keynote. Again, Cineraria maritima, I think, is the first remedy of choice for me for any traumatic senile cataracts or corneal opacities. So that would be my first choice, either as a remedy to take internally as well as in the form of an eye drop for external applications. Now, as I said, if you have difficulties post-surgery, right? For cataracts that develop after injury, leaving the person maybe feeling bruised or sore in the eyes, definitely Arnica montana. And here I would bring in the potency 200 even. It's a fantastic remedy. It calms down the eye, brings down the swelling, any infection, and then maybe start with your Cineraria maritama. I mean, that's a fantastic, really nice prescription here. We have other remedies, you know, for sort of like post-surgery, like Seneca officinalis, Strontium carbonicum, and so on. But I don't want to confuse it. I would say start with Cineraria maritima 30. Get the remedy on the inside, so you take it on a daily basis, as well as external application with an eye drop. Now, if nothing works, right, and after 3 months you tried everything, then you maybe want to go into the remedy phosphorus. Phosphorus either 200 or 30 potency. I would say there is a sensation as if everything were covered with a mist or veil or dust or something pulled lightly over the eyes even. Black spots are seen to float before the eyes. A green halo is seen around candlelight even, and printed letters appear red. There's also a great burning sensation in the eye. Phosphorus may be a good remedy here. So I hope today's video has inspired you to seek out more natural solutions, and that we all regain crystal clear vision again, right? Especially during this crazy world right now. Now, if you have any questions about the suggested treatment protocols or how to take these remedies, book your appointment at Medica Nova at health@medicanova.net. Again, have a look at my website, medicanova.net, at the online academy, where you will find comprehensive certified home study online courses. They're usually for 16 weeks, and they cover homeopathy for the whole family, homeopathy during pregnancy, birth, and postnatal care. Maybe you always wanted to know about mental health, how to manage and heal anxiety, depression, Alzheimer's, and so on. Or you really want to step into health and wellness coaching. I have the course for you. As well as my book. You want to have a look at that. The Dance of Your Core Healing, Transforming Your Mind, Body and Soul in the New World. And don't forget the Breath of Life 3 months holistic smoking cessation program. So if you want to have more information, contact me at health@medicanova.net. So till next time, much love, take care.